Alright.
Let's try this again.
Let's try this again. Okay. Alright. What's up, gamers? We're back at it. Now playing a little Crash 2, which avid Keista fans may recall we were playing sometime last year on the PS1. When unfortunately, we ran into save troubles, lost all of our progress, and kind of just said, fuck it. But now we're back. And now I understand the lore of this game much better.
And now it's remastered.
Now it's remastered.
That's where we left off last time, with him falling off his blimp. A bit of a Wile E. Coyote type bit for you.
I thought you were like building up to say something, but you just had to burp.
Yep.
That one's for the fans.
That one's for the old school Belgian fans out there. You might as well hit them with a "what's up" while you're at it.
Old school Belgian fans.
Oh yeah, I love your street waffles. I think those are Belgian.
We need not only your master crystal, but also
Okay, so
25 slaves.
already I'm confused. Who's this?
This is Engine. This is Cortex's new lab assistant.
Okay.
Because he landed in that room full of crystals, and now he's like, whoa, the crystals have power.
Oh, so this is like considerably later than the first scene we just watched. He lands in the
Okay,
crystals.
so it literally on the screen said 1 year later.
Oh, you're telling me the words that the game is showing reflect some elements of the story, and that I'm to be reading, watching, and listening simultaneously? It's a lot to fucking ask, okay?
Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
And now you're off to find a battery for her. I remember
for her
this.
laptop.
Yeah,
Her laptop crashed.
And I'm seeing a lot of words on screen. Are you telling me that to understand the plot, I'm gonna have to read all of this shit too?
But there's some new movement. You know, slide and jump. Slide, you can crawl.
Ooh. You can do the belly flop thing. I remember that one.
Yeah.
That one's fun.
Got some pretty good height.
Are you gonna be attempting any TAS style skips today?
I don't think they're the ones that I know are in the remastered version.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this before, that they took
put
some
the
out.
they
and
put
then
the red gem like way higher in this version, so you can skip to it. Even though I failed it for like 20 minutes in the PS1 version.
That was good. That was the content I want to see.
Yes.
I want to see the struggle.
Always the content I don't want to see is what you want to see.
Well, then in the end, we will have a show that's perfect for everyone. If we keep
I don't think that's
vying.
how that works.
So I kind of like the folly of this, that Crash is just looking for the laptop battery, which I assume is at like Circuit City or Best Buy, and instead stumbles into this ancient temple
expect a written invitation would have been turned down.
where his mortal nemesis.
Surrounding you are a
help.
series of 5 doors.
Collecting the crystals.
Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal.
I don't know if I trust.
Crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
So
What about the laptop battery?
he'll get there when he gets there.
Yeah, but
Maybe he'll find one on the way.
he should be going to like a mall.
I
He should be going to a plaza of big box stores.
have you seen where he lives?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You should be getting fucking going, because it's gonna take a while.
Crash Bandicoot can't go on a plane.
Why?
They kill him.
Who's gonna kill him? The FDA?
Everyone on the plane.
FDA just as a unified front.
Everyone's gonna get so mad at how cool he is. This is another stupid thing that bugs me, is that this is like mud, but it just looks like
It looks too
watery.
like
Once again, just having it be like
Not
kind
viscous
of a
enough.
weird thick texture that you move slowly through gives like the illusion of stickiness a lot better.
yes. In its realism, it looks like way too actual navigatable.
Yeah.
Too in line with typical experiences in real life. So like another Ulillillia fact.
Of course.
Okay, so he often would have dreams in which he was in deep mud up to like his shoulders. And in the dream he would just be slowly walking through the mud. And he loved these dreams. In his very comprehensive dream diary that has like various classifications and rankings and stuff, the mud dreams are like consistently like 5 stars. And then, as part of the ill-fated Ulillillia documentary, The Platform Master, which a small documentary crew reached out to him to film, and ultimately did not get picked up at any film festivals or anything, which is unfortunate. But are you fucked? Oh, okay. Just tank a hit. That's fine.
It's fine.
I'm not sure what you're supposed to do there.
All the spacing is different than it used to be. I should have just waited longer for the jump.
You got a little bit of coyote time, as they say.
This is
I like this enemy.
This is one of the most fucked parts of the original game. You have no clue how fucking hard this is when you're a kid. It's like
everything's hard.
Just getting it every time. Just like you only miss 2 boxes, and it's like those ones up there. It's enough to make a man go insane.
But are you gonna go for like 100% for this one, or?
I'll go for as much as I can.
Okay, yeah.
There's a couple that I might just like off screen because they're like really fucking annoying.
Just grind it out.
Yeah, like there's a level in the 4th warp room that's just like genuinely evil.
And then you have to do like the gem backtracking and stuff.
Yeah.
They've removed the get them early type skips.
Yeah, well I feel like the red gem's the only one that really has a get 'em early one that I could do. There's some other ones, like the ruins level had one where if you did like a glitch high jump, you could. The way it was like placed was basically like the end of the secret path was right next to just like a corner in the main path, so it could like slot you back in, so you could skip to the end of it. But I don't know if that's still in here.
Sophisticated speedrunner shit.
I would have to watch like 100% to see what they're doing.
Alright, let me return to this all the way back.
Yeah, no.
So, eventually this film actually came out, and my cousin and I watched it, and it became very evident why it was not selected by any film festivals. No offense to anyone involved, I think they did a good job given a very tough task, but it's like really hard to kind of convey the appeal to Ulillillia to like normies, you know? They wanted to make like a very broad, accessible movie. Oh shit, I remember this part. Oh, nice. Alright, there's ones later where you're like kind of stuck in there, right? And you gotta fight some dudes.
Well, none of them you're stuck in. You just do that every time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't put them in the right spot initially. We got there.
Nice.
Yeah, as long as you do the high jump, you can just high jump out. I guess maybe you can't jump on the scenery anymore. Yeah, no, like boxing. That's one of the funniest parts.
Yeah, I like that aspect of the game, that even though like the scenery is like set dressing, it does still have like reasonable interactions and stuff.
Yeah, there's probably some other places where it works and some where it doesn't. They probably just want to block you from avoiding those kinds of obstacles.
Well, I remember in the last game, you could still run on the rope bridge along the ropes.
Yeah.
That was cool. Stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, there's still some stuff in there. And it's weird what they like pick and choose to keep and not keep.
Well, it's like interesting because I think if it provides like an additional challenge, you know, to do it the subversive way, then I think it's like super legit.
Yeah.
It's like you're trading simplicity and speed.
Oh,
for...
he's doing the crash dance.
Oh my god.
Great crash dance.
He enjoys that so much. He's back.
Well done, Crash. I knew I could rely on you. Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain. During the course of my intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that threatens to destroy the world. The crystals are the only means of containing it.
Maybe he's nice now.
The fate of the world is at
It's been a year.
He got owned pretty bad.
Full year.
That you bring
Crash owned the shit out of him.
How old is Crash?
I don't know.
Are you there, Crash? Crash! Are you there, Crash? Are you there, Crash?
He was getting jammed.
Interesting.
Oh, they have time trials for these
yeah.
now. They've added, that wasn't in the original game. Only with the 3rd game did they start doing the time trial relic stuff.
So it's like you grab the time trial item. And
Yeah.
that triggers. Yeah. I think we talked about this before. Okay, so the one thing though. So yeah, basically the documentary, I'd say its flaw is that it really tries to like situate Ulillillia in his local community, which is like kind of endearing. Because he lives in this like small town, and he kind of has like a reputation that he's always doing quirky stuff and filming a lot of stuff. and the town floods, and Ulillillia wants to like make a documentary about it. So he's going around like interviewing people, and then the documentary crew is like facilitating that. But it's kind of like, I don't really care about any of this stuff, I just want to see more of my boy. Anyways, this is a very roundabout thing.
I tried to make it a little more like heartwarming instead of just like, this is a peculiar man.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
They were really swinging for the fences in terms of, you know, like, this could be a big movie. Like, they wanted it to have, like, actual broad appeal, which I think is very ambitious.
Folly.
At any rate, one thing they did, though, was they took Ulillillia to a big mud pit where he'd actually live out his dream of wading around in mud up to his shoulders.
Holy shit.
And he loved it.
That's awesome. I was gonna be so sad if you told me he just immediately like hated it.
No, he was in there for like hours, I think. But he was just like, this feels so right.
Anyways, that's how you get the blue gem. The special
Zero
color gem.
blocks.
Just don't
zero
break any boxes.
Okay, that's clever. I like that.
Yeah.
Fighting your instincts kind of challenge. There's some tricky jumps you had to make to get around them.
Just the one.
Is every level has a blue gem like this, or
No,
only...
just that one.
Because I imagine some of them it's like not possible.
Yeah, well no,
It's
because
just,
there's
like,
only
a wall
5
of
color gems, and they all
boxes.
have their own little challenge for them, but that's probably the most, like, arcane one. I remember him from the last game, and Brio.
Igor type character.
Yeah, no, he wants you to collect all the gems, because he's like, Vortex is a real motherfucker. And then Vortex is like, and Brio is a bad guy, he needs to get me all the crystals.
And what is Crash's ex up to? Current girlfriend ex?
No clue.
Because she ends up with like that other villain.
Candy Stripe.
The rat motherfucker.
Yeah, but you don't, I mean, yeah, I don't know, you don't really see any of that happen.
And
It's just
okay.
like
You just find out later.
some lore somewhere in some manual or something just tells you that.
Just as like anti-fans.
I
It has the same energy as finding out that what's her face? Gadget? Widget? You know that mouse that everyone likes? That she had like 80 kids with the fly?
what the hell?
Do you understand at all what I'm talking about?
From like the rescuers?
Yeah.
The fly.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't hear about this. This was like big discourse for a while. It was like a brand new breed of people that you may not have been aware of got really, really mad.
Well, I mean, I'm well aware of furries.
Okay, but no. It's like, I guess not an entirely new breed, but a sub-breed of
Oh yeah, these come down as you go through them.
I think her name is Gadget, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That sounds kind of right, but I feel like, you know, we already got Expector Gadget. They really have the same name?
So remember the red gem used to be here and now you can't.
Oh, yeah.
You can like see it
Yeah.
when you jump up there, but it's like impossible for you to get now.
Yeah, so in this new Rescuers movie, which was like, your kind of typical, like, crossover reference core, nostalgic type
Wait,
movie.
there was a new Rescuers movie?
There was a new Rescuers movie, yeah.
What?
Yeah, and it has a ton of crossovers and guest
I
stars and
thought,
stuff.
are you sure it wasn't a new Chip and Dale?
Oh, maybe.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. So I remember there was a new Chip and Dale that was all like reference core, but I didn't pay attention to it because I was like, well,
That's what it is then, yeah.
God, I'm goofy.
Yeah, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers came out in 2022.
Yeah.
And in that movie,
Yeah, because that movie, the one thing I remember people talking about was that they had like the original model live action Sonic in it. And
yeah.
he was like a guy who goes to conventions to be like, hey, take a picture with gross fucked up Sonic.
I do kind of remember that.
It was just
but
like a decent joke.
I think like it's like mean, I think, to have these sorts of jokes in your own properties to like other things in your properties, being like, haha, didn't this suck?
Well, I mean, it's not, at least with that, it's not crazy to acknowledge that it sucked, because it sucks so bad that it's going to change the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. That is pretty crazy that they actually changed it just because everyone hated it.
Yeah, it's like
Pretty rare.
it's good, and also you gave those people too much power.
They'll never be satisfied now.
It's like the furry version of the
Conceive
Snyder Cut.
Okay, so speaking of furries getting all upset about things,
Yeah.
the real discourse I thought from that movie was that there's a picture of Gadget and some like fly man who I think is from one of the Rescuers movies, and they have like 40 kids, and it's like a family photo of them,
It's like weird.
and people freaked out. People reacted so personally to this, and it was lumped in with all sorts of conspiracy theories and stuff.
They're like trying to tear Gadget down. The myth of her in culture as the hottest mouse.
More like they want us to know that our women aren't safe, like that kind of thinking.
What the hell? Some weird like Miles Morales chasing after these snow bunnies type like.
Yeah. It had a real like racial aspect, but like a species racial thing, I guess. Where they were like, they can't let Gadget settle down with a nice male mouse or me. she has to have 80 kids with a fly, and they took this very, very personally, and everyone was very upset for a while.
What the hell?
I don't know why I assumed you'd heard of this, because in retrospect, the only person I talked to about this was Jack. And Jack is always sending me depraved stuff from the internet.
I can't believe I fucked that shit. I'm so weak.
That's okay, he's just getting warmed up, you know. It's been a little while.
Perspective, somehow the perspective in this is like funkier than the original.
Do you think it's because of the transparent water?
Maybe.
Is it like screwing with your depth perspective?
We can say that.
Oh, I remember this thing. Is, makes you die a lot.
Yeah, I'll go for that in a second. Why is this happening? Maybe I just let it go. Anyways. Yeah, I didn't realize people took that so personally that it was like a crusade against like Western men or something.
Yeah, no, that's how they took it. They thought it was like a very deliberate attack at like their way of life.
I'm not above wanting to fuck cartoon mouse, to be clear.
Yeah.
But just like, get a life, man. You know?
You could have said that without acknowledging that you're okay with fucking a cartoon mouse under the right circumstances.
I mean, I just wanted to be
Just
clear.
FYI, that statement stands upon its own merits to say get a life.
But I want to be clear, I'm not even looking down on these men from a perspective of like, oh, disgusting furries. Because I respect the shit out of furries.
Yeah, no, furries are heroes. Happy Pride, by the way.
Yeah, happy Pride, especially
Shout out to all the
furries.
furries.
But just like,
Well, it's just that Gadget in particular, I think, was taken very seriously by like a subgroup of furries.
yeah.
Like, do you know about like the cult of Gadget in Russia, where they like worshipped her and they had big cardboard cutouts of her and they like dressed up like her?
This
and
sounds
they
like
had
a
these
lie.
meetings.
This sounds like you're fucking with me.
I
don't know if I believe you.
I don't know if I've ever like straight up just fabricated something on a Let's Play like that, because I feel like it's liable to go too far if I just start making shit up. This one's real. This one's so real. I'm sure at least somebody out there watching is gonna be like, no, she's speaking true. I've seen the
He
pictures.
speaks the true. Remember Cloud Atlas?
Not really.
Fuck.
I remember of Cloud Atlas. I remember it was framed a bit ago and I had absolutely no fucking clue what it was.
I mean, it's because it's Cloud Atlas, but...
Well, I remember like,
Wasn't that a Wachowski thing?
yeah. It was one of their first big projects, like post-Matrix.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of hype behind it. I think so. And then the book,
I haven't seen it in years.
the book was like, big in circles of like, could this be the next great American novel?
Oh.
Like, it got discussed in those tones. And I never read it, so I can't tell you if that's legitimate or not, but...
I haven't seen the movie in years, I haven't read the book, but for whatever reason, the book, just hypothetically, as an idea, always gave me, like, Fountainhead vibes.
Well, it is long.
Yeah, so I mean, there's, like, no reason for me to think that, I have no evidence, but in my head, I'm just like, this is a Fountainhead experience.
Well, I remember when it came out, I was very
So
deep
boosted.
in the David Foster Wallace pit.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was like around the time when his posthumous book was coming out. And a lot of people, I think, were eager for like the next DFW. Like, this is the next intellectual rights gigantic novels type of person that we're gonna like revere. And then I don't know, it seemed like Cloud Atlas was really good enough to carry that weight.
Now Cormac McCarthy's dead, and everyone's gonna read Blood Meridian for the first time.
That'll be
And go, this isn't about being cool in the West at all.
Where's my brooding badasses?
There's a lot of like those super fucking 4chan game memes that are just fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 is woke. I expected Blood Meridian and I got suffragettes.
Who the fuck is Xavier Bardem even gonna play in this one? Why am I reading this?
Well, this isn't like Mother at all. Mother Javier Bardem.
Yeah, he was good at that.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was like one of the first times in my life at the tender age of 17 that I just got to feel like an ascended level of smarter than everyone. It was just like, wow, so many people got filtered by this.
I even got, I don't know if I'd say filtered, like, there was never any question I was gonna stop or finish watching it, but the scene where they're attacking Jennifer Lawrence after they kill her baby, and they start trying to choke her, I actually felt like really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the most uncomfortable moments I've ever had seeing a movie. I wasn't ready for that.
Aronofsky movies are brutal.
Yeah. So we still gotta see The Whale. The Michael half star just makes me all the more intrigued.
It really feels like The Whale, because I feel like I've had so much unnecessary faith in this guy. Every time I'm just like, nah, because like up until that point I'm just like, all those movies are kind of bangers, but now I'm like, I think maybe he finally lost it.
Maybe he's gonna be like a Shyamalan figure, where
Crystals.
maybe there's a big dud every once in a while, but it's just like, no, you gotta respect this guy. Like,
Yeah, I feel like like people at large, I feel like don't respect even the good Aronofsky movies as much as they respect good Shyamalan.
the like classics. But I think Aronofsky kind of suffers the same thing as Shyamalan, where people loved The Sixth Sense at the time, and they loved like the heroin movie
Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream, thank you, at the time. And then later, they're kind of like, well, it's kind of an obvious twist or whatever, because like their misconceptions of their current reputation are like tainted, you know?
I guess.
I don't know. It feels like easy to disrespect those sorts of movies because they were so kind of groundbreaking and stuff. And now it's easy to be like, oh wow, a baby on the ceiling? Alright. Oh wait, no, that's Trainspotting.
Yeah, that's different.
Oh wow, ass to ass?
Yeah, that's
Oh right, groundbreaking.
guy doing like a fucking YouTube reviewer bit, just being like, wow, so cool, ass to ass.
Like,
Not
I've never
very
seen
impressive.
that before. Ding. Is that
Oh,
really
man.
the grossest thing you could come up with?
That's a nostalgia critic review of Requiem for a Dream.
Heroin. Haven't these people heard of fentanyl?
Whoa. Doug Walker's off a beam.
Okay, so do you believe or do you not believe this gadget Russian cult? Which may be called like the Church of Gadget or something.
I mean, like, I just don't. Because it sounds insane. And you'll show it to me and I'll
I'll
be
show
like,
it to you.
and I'll go, okay, but like, there's no reason for me to believe it.
The thing you gotta realize is if I was lying, at some point I would have been shook. I would have lost confidence.
I guess that's, you probably would have started adding more confusing details.
I would have tried to cover my tracks or something somehow. But I don't know. It crops up sometimes. People posting pictures from this odd little cult. Makes you really wonder, you know, do they really have it so wrong? Or are we in our relatively gadget-less society where we can barely even remember her name, let alone what movies she appears in? Are we the ones misguided?
Me doing a fucking Waco, Texas, but for fucking fans, the Rescuers. Is he really so wrong?
Is he really so wrong?
Who among us does not want to fuck the mouse?
Well, I saw some clip. Did you show me this of like? I want to say it's like Ghostface and other like Wu-Tang Clan people like reacting to the Waco massacre as it was happening.
No, what the fuck? I did not send that to you.
And talking about how they have like Nikes on, but they just have like the starter Nikes.
Bro.
This one I might be making up because this one starting to feel like this is like a dream I had. This one is like so far from reality that
several Wu-Tang Clan members just going like, damn, these guys got bum-ass Nikes.
Yeah, they're
seems
just
like
just kind of like idly riffing.
That seems, I don't know, I feel like that would be more well known because that seems like
it should be like a very historic clip if it's real.
Mildly shocking and in poor taste.
Although, you know, I didn't know recently that James Cameron was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea when 9/11 happened, and found out about 9/11 when he popped out of the submarine and someone told him.
Yeah, not just someone, Bill Paxton.
Like, I feel like that should be more widely known, and yet I only discovered that, you know, a couple weeks ago with all this submarine discourse.
Well, yeah, that's because motherfuckers don't respect me.
That's true. That's true.
Because they're out here going, oh, can you name the characters in this movie? And it's like, yeah, I can name several, but also, it's like,
does that matter?
Does that matter when a decade later it made $1 billion again, cocksuckers?
When I'm sitting in the theater feeling like, damn, I'm on another actual planet right now.
Yeah, sitting in the theater just like, holy
am I like
shit.
jotting down the characters' names in a little notebook?
I'm going, they really made light-skinned Navi.
It really, I don't know, people with that sort of criticism, it's like, first off, they're just parroting Red Letter Media, right? Like...
Is that what Red Letter Media said about it?
No, not even about Avatar. This was like one of their famous bits in their Phantom Menace review, where they were like, can anyone name any of the characters from this movie? Can anyone like describe them in terms that like reflect their personality and not just like their appearance? And everyone failed, and that's fair.
Okay. I was gonna say, people can definitely name characters from the movie because they have the toys.
Well, but this is just it, is like, I think it's like, characters in movies don't necessarily need to be like super imprinting on your brain on their own. They're like a function of the movie, you know? It's only kind of in like pop culture that these characters take on another life and become like, oh, iconic or whatever.
It's like, specifically with Avatar, like, I can accept if you just don't give a shit about the characters from Avatar. If you're just like, Jake and Neytiri are kind of boring. It's like, yeah, okay, they are kind of boring.
They're just functional.
But if you're gonna tell me that they're fucking suck my dick in hell. If you're gonna tell me that they're kids, you're not a fan of fucking Kiri and Loak and Etienne and Took
and Spider
and Spider.
Don't forget about Spider
and Payakan.
I love Payakan. Payakan, like, is my spirit animal. I too was rejected by my clan. For heresy is unmentionable.
What was your clan?
Gadget enjoyers.
Oh, shit.
I said it wasn't so bad if she had kids with the fly.
Oh my god, it's over for you.
Yeah, I don't know, it's like... Because it kind of feels like there's an implicit contrast to, like, Marvel movies. Where they're like, well, you can remember Spider-Man. And it's like, of course I can fucking remember Spider-Man. He's been around for, like, 60 years.
He's been around for 60 years, and every movie is called fucking Spider-Man Goes to Prison. Like... It's not that if the fucking movie was called The Sully Family's Excellent Adventure, like, you'd probably fucking remember more about them, but it's about more than just that.
It's about the planet itself.
It's about that chief guy's cool wife and her Payakan, her Tulkun.
It's about how they swim. And
it's about their kids.
Rituals.
It's about how mean light-skinned Navi with afros are cooler and colorist to the forest Navi.
Bro, I'm so fucking excited for the lava Navi. Although, I gotta say, I really hesitate to say this, because I'm actually super pumped for the rest of those movies. But I feel like, how could water not be the peak? Because James Cameron just loves the ocean so much.
Yeah, he's kind of the water expert. I don't know. Well, I feel like also I can't imagine every movie just being like, God, now us and all the water people have to go move to the fire zone. You know what I mean?
But, yeah, I don't know. I hope that there's still, in the next movie, a lot of, like, swimming around and stuff, because it's just so, like, achingly beautiful. It's mind-blowing how good that movie looks.
It's the best movie of 2022.
I never thought I would be such a fucking simp for Avatar.
Sorry to, like, idiots who like everything everywhere all at once. But, Avatar is so much better.
Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. Like, I feel like these Marvel movies, are the characters by themselves actually all that memorable, or is it just like your pop cultural associations doing a lot of the heavy lifting? I genuinely don't know, because I
think there's
them,
like some hooks to them, but it seems like most of the people who talk about like the great characterization of like Marvel characters are mostly just like talking about scenes where Robert Downey Jr. delivers lines well because he's a good actor, or just like they think that Tony Stark and Captain America are gay for each other.
No, that is like good characterization. Happy Pride.
It's all very like fandom lens stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's just the difference, is that like there is a fandom for Avatar, but it's like too weird and too focused on like the culture and lore of the movies, and not just like shipping the characters. And so the characters like aren't as entrenched in pop culture as you know, movies that are all about just like fandom embracing the character.
Wait, because it's like Big Sully is just literally a fucking avatar for the viewer.
Yo, is that why it's called that? Oh shit! Is that why it's called that?
So silly. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah, I think you're right. He's supposed to be like an everyman, and I think that was something that like
he's
really
just like a dude.
Fascinated me during the movie, is thinking about, this is like the biggest movie in America, you know, this is what the average American wants to see, even though it's like also really weird and like sci-fi and trippy alien shit going on. And I think a big part of it is the characterization, that people see these characters and they're like, that's my fucking guy. Like it just hits on some like primordial essence of the typical American man and the typical American family.
Ooh, that was tight.
That was good.
But yeah, I don't know, because it's like, he doesn't need to be that much in the first movie, and then in the second movie, he just gets to be like an epic Bostonian dad, and he's like so much more likable, because he's just kind of like, alright kids, come on, like the scene when fucking Loak gets into a fight.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he's just like, hey, you shouldn't be getting into the fights, and then he's like, how'd the other guy look though? And it's just like, that's awesome dad shit, man.
I remember you telling me, and I'll say this almost as a disclaimer to the viewers, I remember you telling me this, like, right after you saw it, and I was just like, okay, that, you know, it sounds like kind of typical writing. And you can say, yeah, it is kind of typical writing, but in the movie, it just, like, hits.
It just feels
like,
so
it's just
genuine.
so genuine and endearing. I think it's because, like, you, at that point, you're, like, so far out of the mindset of, I'm watching a movie. Like, he somehow entrances you into just, like, being there.
Like, I can't imagine what it's like watching, like, at home on your TV or something, but as far as, like, the theater experience, it's literally, like, within half an hour, you are, like, completely forgetting that the Na'vi aren't real.
Yeah,
and then you're not just sitting there, like...
It's, like, a different experience than watching a movie. Alright, I think Richard's heading over soon-ish.
So maybe we'll wrap up with this. Call it good for one episode. Yeah.
Most of this episode turned out to be praising Avatar, but that's what it fucking deserves.
Because it's worth praising. Especially now that we're on a boss fight that's doing anything.
Oh, poor Ripperoo.
Well, I mean, he's always the first boss. Even in Crash Team Racing, he's the first boss.
What was he up to? He's like a librarian?
No, he's like a scientist. That's why you see he's got like the Albert Einstein here. He's got formulas all over the floor.
And sticking out the tongue, Einstein.
Yeah, him going.
I think that's so funny that Einstein is like permanently associated with that one pick, just because it's such a good picture.
Einstein's permanently associated with being a silly little guy.
Like, yeah, he's like super silly little guy-footed. Even to maybe the detriment of his greater political legacy. Einstein, for all those who don't know, extremely leftist, self-described communist. Wrote many long political screeds. And not very recognized for that in the modern era. It's unfortunate. It's like MLK. Also, do you ever think about how much, what's his face in One Piece? He's a very popular, important character right now.
Vegapunk?
Vegapunk, yeah.
Yeah, he looks
also
like him too.
super Einstein-coded.
He lost all his hair and his mustache.
Oh, man. He has he has like 8 copies of War and Peace. I just saw it.
Yeah, because he's really smart.
Well, this is not a particularly hard book to read. It's just very long.
Yeah, but to read 8 copies of it?
Oh shit! Now that's smart.
No, this is a good one.
And that's funny. This is LA Beast face.
Have
a good day. All right. Oh, let's watch
yeah,
this
so-
cutscene. We'll call it quits for now.
It's just like, oh, good job going through that. Now that you have the gist of the story, I'm not gonna bother playing more cutscenes. We're just gonna get some lives from Borg here.
Oh yeah, I remember this. This was psychotic.
Yeah.
It's like Crash just looks so gleeful about it.
Aww.
And now he's clipping into the crystal. That's his other hobby.
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll save here. Squares.
Oh, there's also a auto-save slot. Very
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
Redundancy.
you don't get to name your saves anymore.
Oh, that's
I
unfortunate.
used to name dumb shit all the time.
Yeah. Alright.
Is this oh yeah, no, you can...
Naming it dumb shit. Oh, naming it after yourself.
Wow, you fucking cunt. Anyways, now we can play as Coco as well.
Oh yeah, with her dead laptop.
Doesn't make sense in the lore.
No.
It's the whole game she's calling in like, can you hear me? Don't give him the crystals.
It would be funny to see her call herself. We may have to arrange that.
Allow myself to call myself.